McDonald's starts accepting Bitcoin and Tether in a little small Swiss town, Lugano. I think that's how you say it, right? And someone actually, Bitcoin Magazine actually recorded a video of the whole process. So a lot of you guys know that McDonald's have these kiosks now, right? You go and you select and you say you want to pay with Bitcoin. Then you take that slip to the counter and they have a special little machine. You see right there, Bitcoin and Tether, right? And then you send that, you use that QR code and you send it and boom, there you go. So that process seems to be pretty streamlined. I mean, it seems like they have done that for a while, right? So that's pretty darn good. So that means they're probably testing it out right now, right? And soon they're going to expand. And then soon it's going to be all over. I don't know how many restaurants McDonald's has, but it's a lot. Like probably over 100,000 restaurants worldwide. And soon you'll be able to buy your Big Mac and Happy Meals and McCafes with Bitcoin. Think about that. I wonder who they use though. I wonder if they use Strike or what. I don't know who's actually supporting these little gateways and what payment rails. Is that using Lightning Network or what? Yeah, I need to do more research on it. But overall, it's pretty good. Pretty good. And who's next? Right? I don't know. But there's been rumors about the big tech giants coming in for quite a long time. This is a perfect time to be coming in and joining the revolution, right? Especially with all the shenanigans that's going on. And you know what? I saw this. Bitcoin Magazine also shared this, how some of the world's largest banks are asking the Bank of International Settlements to have 5% of the allocation in Bitcoin and crypto rather than a 1 suggested in June. And if so, that's $9 trillion. Just recently, I covered an article about how 19 banks were surveyed and how much crypto they have on hand. It added to 9.2 billion, and that's only 19 banks. How many are secretly holding right now, right? And this Bank of International Settlements, right? I guess it's controlled by a few central banks, and they make recommendations to world banks everywhere. And yeah, back in June, they said, you know what, banks should keep about 1% of their reserves in Bitcoin. I didn't even know this. This is a big story. The fact that banks are told, yeah, you could go ahead and store 1% of your assets in Bitcoin, and now some of them are asking to increase that to 5% and soon to 10%. Think about it. These big boys are already buying up all the circulating supply, right? This is why all the metrics I show you guys about address going up, right? About the number of hodled Bitcoins going up, the number of Bitcoins leaving exchanges, where are they going? They're going into these big boys right here, right? They're all stocking up. This is why we all need to do the same thing and stock up while things are low, because these big boys are buying by the billions, okay? And one day we're going to wake up and realize there's just no more to be sold. All right, let's see here. What else? Yeah, here's a good, for those of you guys that are TA fans, this is showing Bitcoin breaking out of a trend line. It's been in this downward trend since November of last year. And now, if you zoom in very carefully, we have broken it. So that's pretty positive overall. The Bitcoin miners, they continue to hash and hash and hash away. That's why the hash rate for Bitcoin is at an all-time high. So the miners are not going away, and they're keeping all their mined Bitcoins. None of the new Bitcoins are hitting the market. They're all being stockpiled in wallets of these miners. So keep that in mind as well. But outside of that, outside of Jim Cramer, well, as for Bitcoin, Bloomberg Intelligence Mike McGlone still thinks that Bitcoin will outperform other assets when the economic tide turns, meaning that when we are finally out of the rut that we are in, right, what asset will do the best? Bitcoin. Bitcoin. So that's pretty fantastic. He also does mention that he sees commodities appears to have peaked, and usually when that does, that means Bitcoin has found its bottom. Again, there's just a lot of info out there that point to Bitcoin having found a bottom already. So quite interesting. Even Bloomberg thinks so, and I don't disagree. I think that is 100% right, especially right now, especially when more and more people are learning and tuning in to what our governments are doing, and more people are going to turn to Bitcoin naturally. Also, this one talks about Bitcoin dominance hitting a 4-year low. And I have talked about this quite a lot before. Bitcoin dominance, in fact, is hovering around 40%. So that's actually a little bit higher than let's say, a week ago, around 39.2 or something like that. But overall, I think Bitcoin dominance being low is good for the entire market. That means everything else is strong, right? Very different than previous bottoms that we have experienced prior to this bottom. Every other bottom before, altcoins could not hold at all. Zero strength. And that's why Bitcoin dominance always shot up, but not this time. It's staying low. So it does show the maturity of the entire space, which is, of course, very positive. Let's see. 3 euros cap, not 3 euros, Celsius. So it gets worse. It was reported recently that Alex Minczynski cashed out $10 million right before they went bankrupt, but other executives also did. In fact, in total, over $50 million in crypto was withdrawn before bankruptcy. So it's obvious that these guys, these 3 top guys, excuse me, knew that they were going to go under, and they withdrew a ton of cash before the collapse, right? I would say that's illegal. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I'm not sure, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. So, I mean, anyways, this is not looking good. Someone said Alex did some kind of Twitter live yesterday or something like that. I didn't look that up. I would like to see what he said yesterday. And then lastly, if you're looking to buy Bitcoin and crypto for the first time and you don't know where to get started, head over to CryptosRus.com and click on the best exchange guide. Within, you'll find a list of exchanges that I recommend and some that I use on a daily basis. Head over to CryptosRus.com or utilize the links in the description of this video.